Hey everyone, it's the James and Greg Show.
It's the penultimate episode of The Amazing Race.
Ooh, penultimate.
So yes, who
Goes home.
who put weird things in their mouth?
Well, I know who goes home.
So do I. Stick around.
Ooh.
It's week 7 of The Amazing Race.
And we're giving you our recap of what happened.
Right. We are?
Yes, we are. We're going to start with, they all left Zimbabwe. They went to the Kingdom of Bahrain.
No. Bahrain.
Bahrain.
No,
Bahrain. Brain.
Sure.
Bahrain. Pinky in the brain.
Hi. So, they're all on the same flight except...
Oh my gosh, the poor ocean spray, as I like to call them now.
No, that's what Big Brother calls it.
I know, I call them that too because I follow Big Brother. Not in the positive way. I follow them because I need to hate somebody, and that's who I hate.
Right. That's why he follows me. So, someone left their passport. His passport got left somewhere.
His passport got left in...
On the plane?
Maybe in Zimbabwe?
They didn't know. He swore it was on the plane.
He swore it was on the plane. They went back and looked. It wasn't on the plane.
And they called a couple of times. Wasn't on the plane.
Well, he was... Oh my God. He felt so terrible.
I don't blame him.
Well, isn't like rule number 1 for all travel, where even if you're not on a race, to
Right.
like know where your documents are at all times?
Right.
Yeah.
So, what they had to do while everyone else left is they had to go where they stopped in Dubai,
Yes.
where their connecting flight was, go to the American consulate, get a temporary passport, go back to the airport, and eventually catch a connecting flight to Bahrain.
Bahrain. Bahrain.
Sure. So that's what's going on with them while everyone else
Kingdom
is racing.
of Bahrain. Hey, the race had never been to the Kingdom of Bahrain either.
That's
So
true.
this was brand new for everybody.
But the Indy boys had been there for races.
Oh, they had?
Yes.
Oh.
And they mentioned that a couple of times. Oh, speaking of Indy boys, okay.
They tried to mention so many things, so many times.
So Toad Boy, the whole time, just talked in racing terms.
I know.
We're
I thought
ahead
you
of
would
the
like
lap.
that.
No, because it wasn't
'Cause
funny.
you-
It's like it's like that's the only thing he knows how to converse in.
Yes, he's... And you know what he did say also? Winning is everything.
Right.
Winning is everything. Well, if you look at his record on the racetrack, winning really isn't everything.
Not for him. I'm surprised he didn't tell us about his pole position.
Anyway, so they all take off.
Right. So, and in this rain, it was weird. They didn't have really detours or roadblocks. They just had a bunch of tasks they had to do. Like,
Yeah, like a ton of tasks.
and basically it's because it looks like it's super confusing to drive around in Bahrain.
Yes, because it's all in another language, like that. What do you call that? Arabic? Like the curly language?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you know what's what?
So a lot of this.
Yes,
Shopping
a
as
lot
I'm
of
sure.
that.
So they went to a sweet shop, got some fantastic candy.
Oh, that looked good.
Halwa.
That looked really good.
I'd eat that.
Finally, he'd eat something.
And then they had to go to the pottery store.
Oh, yes, and they had to look for all these trinkets inside pottery.
10 of
like 10 trinkets that were all very unique, and they were in probably, I would say, like 300 pots.
Right. And some of them were very close to each other. Like there was a little pin with an elephant. One was right on top and one was white on top.
Right, or a little green rock with a white X or a black X.
Yeah, and they couldn't take those with them. They had to leave them at the judge. So they had to look at it and then remember it.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy times.
So they were doing it. The last team out of there though was Indy.
Yep, Indy,
Right.
which I thought that would help our other teams, but it didn't.
Right, because then they had to drive to a place where they had to milk camels.
Oh gosh, I thought that was interesting and fun. The camels make really weird noises, by the way, like burpee noises.
But this is where that little tidbit they gave us that he'd been there before for races. Because he goes, oh, this will be right next to the racetrack.
And it was?
And it was.
Oh, so
They
that's
never
how they
showed
caught
it.
up so fast.
They never showed it, but he basically just strode straight through while everyone else was like, I don't know where I'm
We
going.
can't read these signs, and he's like, oh, I've been to that racetrack.
So they get there
Ooh,
first.
That's great.
They milk the cow while Toad Boy is making...
Oh, like teat jokes.
Yeah,
Lots of teat jokes.
Yeah.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. He's so annoying. I can see why you don't like him.
So,
And you know what else? You know what else about Toad Boy and the other indie driver? They think that the Extreme Girls are their allies too. Like, the Extreme Girls have everybody fooled.
well, that's what they were talking about in the airport. Is that the final three? They want to be Indy, Team Extreme, and Big Brother, and Yale.
Knock out Yale. But we have to tell you one thing. I guess we should just skip ahead.
Well, Indy Boys came in first.
Yeah.
That was one thing I want to put. Next up was Team Extreme, followed by Team Yale, followed by Big Brother. Now, while they were milking the camel, Jessica started it and was grossed out, right?
Yes.
And because there were testicles behind the teats. That's what she said. But there's testicles back there.
Were they? Oh.
And Cody goes,
how could that be? What did she see, I wonder? Tumors?
no, it's the actual breast with the thing.
Oh.
And
she just doesn't know what's what.
no. And even Serena said, does she not even know simple anatomy? Yeah, so not the brightest.
You know, something else about them. Cody says, I just want to make everyone on this race as uncomfortable as possible. And that's what they did in the Big Brother house, and that's why everybody in that house hated them. So they're going to get everyone that's left to start hating them on this race if they act like that.
Well, if he wants to make everyone else as uncomfortable as possible, he just needs to have Jessica around.
I know. She is so cold. She was calling leaving the passport behind karma. Karma for what?
For being U-turned.
To her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not karma.
Yeah.
That's just bitchiness.
So anyway, we get a little editing trick of the lifeguards going, oh hey, look, we're heading back to the airport, and they do a big establishment shot, and it's like, oh, that's golden hour, the sun's about to go down.
Yes.
And they go, well, we only have an hour flight to get back to where we need to be.
They really made it seem like they were gonna make it back in.
But then they cut back to everyone else, and it's obviously like midday. And
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way.
I was like, oh, how are they gonna look in those pots for those patterns in the dark? Like,
Well,
not possible.
Well, and then it's like, as soon as they get on the airplane, I turn and say, Phil's going to meet him at the airport.
Oh,
it's done.
You thought it was done there?
Yeah. And so they get off there and they get to the very first task, which was
loading wood, like heavy wood.
Yeah.
Build a boat or something.
Phil's like, that sucks for you.
He was.
Wah, wah.
He wasn't going to wait around for them to try and finish things.
So
well,
they were eliminated.
They were eliminated, but Jessica, her karma came out because she used to get this cold sore right here on Big Brother, and it's starting to come out now in this round of the race. I saw it. So maybe it is karma, Jessica.
So we go right into the second hour, and that's going to be going from Bahrain
to Thailand. Oh, I love Thailand.
I think they had one night in Bangkok.
Makes the world your oyster.
Thank you.
You know what I liked about it is, and I hated at the same time, all the girls either had these like fake nails on that were this long, or they were real nails and they were gross. And I just was hoping they were like little slip-ons. So
Right.
What do you know?
No, they were pretty
Real?
They looked real to me.
Ooh.
But I would say this episode is one of those reasons I enjoy watching the Amazing Race because it was a beautiful country.
Oh my God, I'm
And
going.
a lot-
A
A lot of things you wouldn't normally see or hear about. It was gorgeous.
Like the elephant thing. Okay, so you had to do this one task, which was elephants or frogs.
Yeah, seasoned or sized.
See, that's what it's called. So ribbit, or wait.
So, I was saying I would have done the sizing because anytime they have a task where you have to capture something, which was capture 20 frogs.
Oh yeah, and the last time it was chickens at that one place
and
across the
dogs
bridge.
and donkeys.
Capturing is not easy.
Not easy because you can't control what the animal or.
Yeah, maybe they're all resting at that hour. Or maybe they're all wild at that hour.
So half the teams eventually ended up doing the frogs, and half the teams eventually did the elephants. There was a lot of confusion who was going where.
People bowed out of the frogs once they started.
Team Extreme, they were going to go do the
They got in the
elephants,
water.
and then they did the frogs, and they go, oh no, we don't do the frogs, we do the elephants, and then that's the elephants, and lots of drama.
Turns out it was probably smarter to do the frogs.
It was. Because everyone stumped for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, where are the frogs? Where are they at? Where are the
But
dogs?
once you found like a grouping of them, like your favorite IndyCar drivers, found a grouping of frogs, and they're like, "Yo, here's 15, here's 15," and you only had to get 20. So.
Right. And then Jessica was useless again for this leg of the race. So
But
Coda
she's
got everyone.
pretty-ish.
So
Cody loves her. That's all that
but I
matters.
was like, look, I would do the elephants. You get to do a task with elephants.
I
Or
know,
frogs.
just pick it.
Just do the elephants. So elephants was measuring all these different areas on the
Elephant's body.
elephant to determine its height and weight. Because eventually
And
what it
it's
was.
tussling. And like,
So
very
Team
cool.
Yell and Team Extreme did it. Team Yell got there first. Had trouble even getting the measurements. Team Extreme just came in, powered through.
Yeah, they even had a little trouble with the math, but then they fixed that real quick.
Right. So they got done first. Did the math right the first. Got it done. Rode the elephant to the next stop. While Team Yell had to
Very
measure it 3 times.
Well, because you know the rule of being like a handyman. You measure once, you're a fool. Measure twice, you're okay. But measure 3 times, it's correct. Something like that. I think that's the rule. There's a handyman rule of measuring 3 times.
But
Is that twice?
yes.
Well, I'm very safe.
So anyway, the team, basically the roadblock was what determined the order of who came in because the people that did the frogs were first and second. The people that did the elephant second, third, and fourth. Oh, another thing I mentioned, knowing how many episodes were left and how the race normally runs.
Yes.
I said at the beginning of the second hour, said non-elimination.
You said it like this? Non-elimination.
I said
Non-elimination.
because usually in the past, and they haven't done the last few seasons, when they get down to 4, that first leg is always non-elimination, so they can keep the 4 together to go into the finals with just the 3. And I knew they still had 1 left because they always do 2 a season.
Okay.
So I'm like, doesn't matter.
Okay, so tell them what place everyone came in, because you like doing that.
So everyone got to the roadblock in the order of
Indy.
Indy,
Big Brother.
Big Brother, Team Extreme, and yeah. So they go to the roadblock now, and that was the eating one for the race.
Oh, yeah. So, eating these scorpions, I guess?
3 scorpions.
They were big and black. I've never seen big black scorpions. Ooh, is that where they get the word black scorpion from? I just thought it was something, you know, in Vegas, the scorpions that we have are like kind of like sand color and clearish,
Right.
and their stinger will kill you. But I don't think these had stingers on them.
No, they had stingers. You can see the ones that were clawing them had stingers.
Well, what the hell? Why would you do that to somebody?
Well, you feed the scorpions so they don't feel like they have to hunt.
Oh.
And you don't threaten them so they
You
don't
don't-
feel like to defend themselves.
Well, aren't you threatened by just Jessica's karma with that crawling on her?
I'm surprised they just didn't curl up and turn to stone when they touched her.
Like she's Medusa?
Yes. But, so anyway, what they had to do is while one was eating,
Yes.
the other one had 3 to 4 scorpions placed on their body that were hanging around.
Yeah.
And
Now, so you had to eat these scorpions, and apparently they were super crunchy, and the shell would get stuck in your throat.
if you didn't chew them good.
And everyone was like, "Oh, I'm so glad the hot dog guy, the hot dog eater, isn't here because he just beat us on that."
And then they had to eat a frog after that.
Yeah.
But it was a pressed frog.
It was pressed and it looked fried.
Looked
It
weird.
looked fried because
So
it
which
like
one
had a
did you do?
crispy side.
So we're on that. Would you do the eating? Because I don't know if I can
Yeah,
do the
I'd eat that. I like crispy food. I like textures in my food. Like cottage cheese with the big cottage is the best.
Oh, I like that.
Like more texture. Tapioca is a texture that I enjoy.
I just don't like to eat food that looks like what I'm eating.
Oh, just close your eyes. That's how you like in college. That's how you gotta, you know.
Just
yeah, why
close
don't
your
you-
eyes and enjoy it.
Yeah, just drink your grandpa's scotch like this.
We're still talking about food? Okay.
Oh,
What? No.
the scotch. Scotch is not food, is it?
No. Anyway.
I wish they had a drinking challenge and they like were like kind of tipsy and like doing the stuff, but it was at the end.
Everyone just kind of powered through the eating, sucked it up,
Yeah,
and once again they came across the mat just like in that same order they
same
left
order.
it. So first again was Team Indy,
And then Big Brother,
and then Team Extreme,
and then in last place was Team Yale, which they were up for elimination. And Greg was right because he called it at the beginning of the episode that they were not going to be eliminated, and they were not eliminated.
because that's the way it works.
And that just leaves us with what for this episode?
So that just leaves us with that last hour was just watching people eat scorpions.
Oh, but there was something very cool. I'm going to try and do it in my shot. Evan from Team Yale does this thing with her pen where she flips it like this. Oh my god. and she's not even concentrating, and she's like,
So, was she not even more irritating than Toad Boy in these last 2 episodes?
you have a problem with her.
My favorite was
I don't mind her.
The check-in at the first hour where they're on the mat and talking about how Karma and stuff was doing. And they did crossfades because Phil asked her a question.
Yeah.
And she must have talked for like 3 or 4 minutes because they just kept crossfading her talking.
Oh, the crossfade of like
talking.
of what statistics or whatever the thing was.
It was amazing.
I don't mind that.
And then when Evan did the calculations the first time, they got it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, well, I know the math's not wrong. And she goes, why? And just
That's a good question.
And just stared at him like she was going to burn a hole through his
I know.
eye
My favorite
socket.
was she's. You know, we're really great communicators because of our I don't know, our debate team or something. And
she's a great communicator.
she's just a little steamroller. That's
She
all.
is.
But not every relationship. A lot of relationships work that way. A lot.
And it was
there's-
weird.
Anyway,
And why did we watch Jessica buy shoes at the beginning of the hour?
I don't know. That was filler of weirdness. Like, is she gonna do the whole race in flip-flops? Dun dun dun. Are her toenails painted black and done nicely still? Dun dun. Are those gels?
Is the $30 she's paying for the shoes going to ruin them
In the end?
That's what I thought.
Foreshadowing. I know. I go, this is foreshadowing for
But no-
something. Nothing.
Anyway,
But you know what? Maybe that kept us guessing.
so in the
Thanks, CBS. You kept us guessing.
so in the terms of Toad Boy, we've got the white flag. We're on the last lap. We're getting ready to cross the finish line next week.
Okay. This is our finish now. Should we wave the finish line?
Okay, this is our bet time. Who's going to win?
Oh, I still like Team Yale.
All right, I'm Team Extreme.
I just don't like Team Big Brother, and if they win, I'll be very sad.
All right. So please tell us who you think who's going to win. Let us know.
Let us know.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
our
Serena
producer
was
says Indy.
Toad Boy.
Okay.
You want Toad Boy to win?
No, but I just think they're going to win.
Okay.
That
So
or
anyway,
Extreme.
I'm
Here we
waving
go.
that flag.
See you next week.
One more lap.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the James and Greg Show.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. You know what we need you to do now?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes.
And then share this, like it, and comment on each video.
Yeah, you'll see lots of special guests.
Yeah, and watch our episodes. We do recaps of your favorite shows. We have little adventures, and we have special guests.
And sometimes we're funny.
Subscribe.